Hello, good people. I want to take a moment to announce that we have created a very special course for August where we will be focusing on happiness as a byproduct of our mindfulness courses. We're going to combine the two things, the art and science of happiness, together with the Koru Mindfulness course, and it's going to be an exciting time. So I hope you'll consider joining us. But before we even talk about that, we might want to even think, what is happiness anyway? And, I can tell you that for me, happiness is leading a life that has some meaning and purpose in it. It's a life that includes service to others. And that's kind of where I get my life. But without getting into a big discussion of what happiness is and what it's not, if it's long term or if it's short term and the like, let me suggest a couple of things and that I think we can all agree on. One is that happiness is what naturally arises. It's a natural byproduct of learning to manage the things that interfere with our happiness and cultivating the things that support and raise our base level of happiness. So, what it comes down to is the good news, which is that happiness is a skill that can be learned. We can actually change our brain to support the kind of life that we want to have. And we're going to be talking about that in great detail in this course. And then at the end, of course, you'll be able to define for yourself exactly what happiness is. But what makes this course special? What makes the course special is what I would say two things. One, is that it is going to be using the Koru method of instruction, which is really unique in meditation teaching, because most folks will either get an app or get a coach. But what the Koru system does is it combines the best aspects of both of these. You get an app and you get a coach. We will meet an hour a week and I'll teach you new techniques and we'll talk about things in a group setting, but then during the week, you'll practice on your app. But the really cool thing about this course is that every time you practice your 10 minutes, and that's all we need is 10 minutes a day. Every time you do that, you'll log some reflection about what that 10 minutes was like for you. And that reflection comes to my dashboard. And every day I'll read it and I'll respond, and that'll go back to your app so that before you practice the next day, you'll get some input from me. And that's what makes this exciting. Imagine that for 5 weeks, we will have a dialogue going on about how mindfulness can help you develop the skills of happiness. The other thing that makes it special is, well, let me just read from the course description. The course description says, one thing that all of us share is a desire to be happy. The good news is that happiness is a skill. In this special mindfulness course, you'll discover simple, effective tools for managing the things that interfere with happiness while learning science based techniques for raising your base level of happiness. Over these 4 weeks, you'll develop these skills that'll bring you more calm, more comfort, more happiness in your everyday life. So that's the focus. And the question that we might have is this going to be different from most of our other Koru meditation courses? And I'll say this: just like anything else, any other skill that you might develop, there are certain basics that we need to know. If you're going to play tennis, you need to know how to grip the racket for a forehand and how to grip it for a backhand. If you're going to learn golf, you'll need to learn the way to hold the club and how to swing it. These are basic skills that we need to practice, until, as the Japanese say, practice it until you own it. So we will look at those basic skills, but what's going to be different about this course is that we're going to integrate brain science and some of the great research that's been done in the art and science of happiness courses, which are being taught all over the country. Matter of fact, at Harvard University, the Art and Science of Happiness course is the most popular course on campus. And we'll be using some of that brain science and integrating that with our mindfulness practices to make a very, very special course. So, what is the promise of the course? The promise of the course is this: I can't promise you that at the end of 5 weeks you're going to be an expert meditator, or that you're going to arrive at some very special state of consciousness that's going to be enlightening. I can't promise that, but what I can promise is this: is that at the end of this course, you will know and understand what mindfulness is and what it's not. We'll look at a lot of the misconceptions and misperceptions of what mindfulness is, and we'll look at where the healing occurs. You will have learned several techniques that you'll be able to practice with. You will have conquered the basic fundamental skills, and your base level of happiness will raise. You'll be a happier person. And that's the promise of the course. Now, when I say promise, can I back that up? Yes, I can back that up. At the end of the course, if you're not satisfied, if you don't feel that you receive value in the course, without any questions asked, simply upon your request, the full price of your tuition will be refunded. That's how confident I am that I can make this promise and I can back it up. So, as I said, it is fully 100% guaranteed, and not just guaranteed to do what it says it's going to do, but it's guaranteed to be satisfactory to you personally. So, the way the course is going to run, it's going to start on Thursday, August 7th, Eastern Time, and it will run for 5 weeks on every Thursday, and it will be on Zoom. What the time commitment is: 1 hour, maybe an hour and a half in a Zoom meeting once a week with me, and that'll be every Thursday at 7 p.m. for 5 weeks. And you'll receive an app, and I ask you, and the commitment of time that I would request is that you practice 10 minutes a day and log your reflections on that practice. So that is the time commitment. We're starting on August 7th, and you can get more information by visiting the website at awiseandhappylife.com. awiseandhappylife.com. And all of the information about the course is there, and you can initiate your registration if you care to do that. The class is filling up, and we do limit it to 15 folks in the class because, well, quite frankly, it is, but that's all that I can handle. I mean, I wake up in the morning and 15 folks to respond to and be present for ensures that the personal attention that you need to be able to move forward will be there. So thank you, good people, for taking the time to listen to this. I really hope that you'll consider joining us. I'm excited about the course, and I'm excited about the fact that you might enroll. So come on, let's do this. And all I can say is, please be happy.